at the MCC Theater in New York. There is Shit.Meet.Fan, which has probably some of the biggest names in sitcoms within the last 10, 20 years. I mean, it has Deborah Messing, Neil Patrick Harris, Jane Krakowski, whose name I'm hopefully saying right, Constant Wu, Billy Magnuson, and I would say if their shows that made them stars weren't on network TV but was on cable, HBO, something like that, you can imagine this collective being in something rated R, and pretty much with that in mind, that's what you get when it comes to Shit.Meet.Fan. To give a proper summary, Roger and Eve decide to host a dinner party, and the dinner party is on a lunar eclipse. It happens to come right after they get a little bit riled up because their daughter, who's 17 years of age, named Sam, is having secrets. The secrets mostly deal with whether or not she's having sex for the first time, and of course Eve feels like she should be aware of this, and this secret of their child kind of triggers the idea that, you know what, in the friend group, we have a lot of secrets, a lot of things people aren't saying, so let's have a game. It's going to be a game with Frank, Claire, Brett, Logan. Logan's new girlfriend was supposed to be there, but she didn't show up. And it's also going to include Hannah, who has recently married Frank. The combination of these people was supposed to be just a fun game, but as the night goes on, people's secrets are revealed, and so comes the question, after all is said and done, who may stay married, who may stay friends? Will there be a chance that some people actually, despite all the destruction that happens, kind of bond closer together? And without saying too much, let's just say that the play is titled what it is for a reason. So one of the top highlights for us is that when it comes to MCC Theater, what I love about them increasingly, whether it's Shit.Meet.Fan, there was another one, Milk and Honey or something like that, that I saw last year, and also this year there was one which had Kaya, I can't remember her name, but she recently won a Tony. And to make a long story short, what I like about them is that when it comes to their plays, it's not blind casting. When it comes to Hannah, who's played by Constant Wu, when it comes to Logan, who is a black man, neither one of them are just there. It addresses the fact that they are the people of color in the room. When it comes to Hannah, she addresses, this sort of, I don't want to say fetishization, but definitely the dynamic of a white man with an Asian woman and how that can be seen in society a lot of times, for the good or bad. And then with Logan, he's not above talking about when it comes to the fraternity that he was in with the other male characters, how he sometimes feels like an outsider and how it kind of looks with him being the sole black guy part of the group and how that makes him feel. And to be clear, this is not a play that just focuses on how they feel due to what ethnicity they are. It's a small part of a much bigger problem within the group, and it's just nice to see that the play doesn't shy away from it, even though it had every ability to do so. But with that said, this is a very dramatic play, but of course, because of the backgrounds of everybody, it's dramatic more in a funny way than the dramatic in a I'm trying to ruin a Tony for a monologue type of way. And it's hard to go into it without giving it all away, but there's a reason why of all the plays that run at MCC Theater, this one has been extended so much to the point it's going on, I think, into mid-December. With that said, while it's dramatic and hilarious, again, because of who's in it, I will admit, you may wish, because of all the drama, the comedy, and each character being very much distinct, whether it's someone who's a lawyer, and I'm just saying someone because it's been a while since I saw this, so I'm kind of forgetting who plays what, but point blank, someone who's a lawyer, someone who's a plastic surgeon, a psychologist, a coach for a private institution, everybody has different perspectives. As just noted, when it came to Logan and Hannah, they have their ethnicities that kind of inform them in a situation. And you would think with all this combination of different people, there will be a lot more gray when it comes to how the audience is supposed to see people. But for the most part, it's very black and white. There is someone who's the newlywed, long-suffering wife, the ambivalent husband, and while they're not really trapped in these tropes, I feel like they don't evolve beyond them as much as you think they would, especially with the talent that's behind this. And I want to be clear, there's nothing wrong with how Shit.Meet.Fan deals with, having a lot of these characters exist within a trope, but at the same time, it's one of those things where because of the names behind it, you expect it to be like next level, and due to that, I must admit it makes it feel like there is a little bit of a tax on this so that you'll very much enjoy it. I mean, for a play that, at least when I was purchasing tickets, was about $40 or so, it's worth it to see this amount of talent. It's just, I gotta admit, you have these names that have won Emmys, Golden Globes, and by no means is this their worst work, but you would think this would be some of their best, especially because it's live theater. But overall, if you're in the New York area and you want to get off of Broadway and see something outside of that area, definitely go see Shit.Meet.Fan. I mean, granted, it's only going to be around to December 15th, so you've got about maybe 45 days, give or take, depending on when you see this. So I would get tickets immediately, especially because last I checked, they are in limited quantities. And I don't know when it comes to like non-Broadway fare, how things go with SeatGeek, StubHub, and all that, if those even take off Broadway shows.